Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to ESL 1 Road to Rio. My name is Senko. I'm going to be joined by Blair, and it certainly is the Road to Rio. These teams all fighting for their spots to make it to the Rio Major that has been rescheduled for November later this year. Now, for these two teams, it's not looking so great. ENCE, they did beat Fnatic to start things off on the 22nd of April, but other than that, it's been a pretty downhill spiral. And while Complexity haven't won anything, it's currently 0-3.
Yeah, the Juggernaut seems to be having a little bit of trouble building any momentum whatsoever. And for ENCE, though, yeah, big scalp to take, though. Taking out Fnatic is no laughing matter at all.
Exactly right.
And Fnatic have actually looked a little shaky. They did lose yesterday in the crazy game to the old NIP roster currently playing from the Dignitas. As here we go, no time being wasted. Complexity just barreling down to its ramp, not really facing any defense whatsoever. Alu finds one, but a quick trade comes in. BlameF with the Glock waiting patiently. They're going to check the corner, and it's going to be X7 is going to execute him. Bomb not down yet. Finally, got to be punched in. But these post plans, it's not looking so good for Complexity at the moment.
Poison's going to sit back and do his best, and that's a nice shot. 2 picked up, 3 for Poison, going in for the 4K, and there it is. Poison, that is disgusting. 4 kills picked up in the pistol, and the Juggernauts are off to a good start.
I just had to say it wasn't looking good, and Poison's like, I'm sorry, I couldn't hear you. And just completely destroys that retake. It looked so good for ENCE. They had the man advantage. They didn't have to face off against any utility. Poison was trapped on the bomb side, and somehow it just snaps all their heads. Beautiful work from him with the Glock. And with that, it's going to be the anti-eco, well, rather the anti-force, because ENCE is going to be forcing it up. A couple of deagles, CZ in the hands of Aerial, Scout for Alu, next 7 with the MP9 for Complexity. The mix of MAC-10s and AK-47s, BlameF going to be leading the charge with Secret. He's making all the noise, but he's trying to sell it it's just him alone. And the MAC-10 just finds one, X7 with a quick trade, and he's not going to spot anyone out, and now he thinks it was just BlameF alone pushing up. And that could be the ruse that Complexity are going for.
Mark 7 sits at the bottom of the stairs. They're going to be running in towards him. Will run up towards the glass window. Hops through the control room. Config swinging onto the side with Obo, the MAC-10, and the AK looking to make a little bit of space. It's Config who gets the headshot. 7 gone. Alu snapping back in with a scout. So 3v3. Even a piece. And now Poison wants to move forward to change that fact. That's exactly what he will do. Aerial picked off. Now Poison still standing, looking for a little bit more. Alu's going to back up in towards Rush. And now it's only Sergey. The D-hole. 1v3.
That's going to be pretty unlikely for Sergey to bring this one back. Finish Wonder Kid. Oof, Bonobo just completely rips his head off. 2-0 Complexity, pretty solid round. They do lose a couple of MAC-10s, not going to be too worried about it, though. Once upon a time, if it showed me this lineup, I would have just been left scratching my head. I mean, look at that. Poison, Obo, Config, Rush, and BlameF. To be honest, I guess Obo, BlameF, and Poison would have been relatively unknown a few years ago. There you have it, Complexity. Definitely need a win. 4 nades, nades stacked towards outer. Chunked in, not really finding anything. Still holding on to 3 more nades. Sergey just gets smacked in the face. BlameF with the drive-by, just finds 2. Alvin replies back with the USB. Is not going to do much, and should be a very, very comfortable mop-up for Complexity. They're going to get the bomb down as well. And it should only be the casualty of BlameF. And not before he got 2 kills as well. So for Complexity, a solid 3rd round.
Well, Obo continues to find kills. It's only Sunny left now alone, and Config will get rid of him. 3-0 for Complexity. It's a good start. And the thing is with Complexity, I love how BlameF just doesn't even fit into frame in the photo. But the thing is for Complexity,
He's a massive lad. He's a massive lad.
Yeah, his arms don't even fit. Well, the thing is with Complexity, you know, they are 0-3, but the teams they've played against do have a little bit of a caveat beside them. You know, you have the likes of Astralis, right? You shouldn't really be expecting them to win too consistently against Astralis. They took a map off of them. They took a map off Vitality. They lost 2 under Vitality. And they also took a map off Heretics, who just seem to be on some sort of mad tear here in the Road to Rio. So definitely some caveats. Complexity are definitely still within their rights and reaches to make this happen. We'll be looking for their first win against ENCE, that's for sure. Sunny with a headshot, takes down Config. Poison able to reply. 3v3.
Completely agree with you. Heretics have just been an anomaly so far in Rotary. You look at all the names you have. Forget Astralis, forget Fnatic, forget Navi, forget all the no names. Obviously, Navi playing the CIS, Rotary Rio. But you look at all the big names, and you have names like, for example, a Complexity. You have ENCE who really dropped off. You have the likes of a Contact, we just casted, or even Copenhagen Flames. And then you have Heretics, who I guess I could be forgiven for saying that they would have been rated below all the teams I've mentioned so far. And they've just been so far indomitable. Sergey getting the man advantage back for his team. Molotov and Poison trying to flush out Sergey, but Sergey has repositioned himself, so now they are aware there is at least one player from Complexity towards the lobby area. Smoked out, flashbang. They might just be heading towards the vents here, and that looks like the play. Blim is going to be sticking around, though, and it's all on Poison. Just trying to get this bomb down, which he might be able to. Blamef needed the kill. Now it's all on Poison. He managed to get some neat shots in the pistol round, but this might be a little bit of a tall ask. 1v3, bomb down, and gets taken down by Sergey.
Well, Sergey with a headshot, Poison gone, and there we go. ENCE with their first on the board, and it's Sergey that delivers. This guy is nuts. And well, 3-1. ENCE definitely need some sort of momentum to be built up here on the CTFO. Means this next round they're going to have the AWP at the hands of Alu, who was playing well yesterday. We've seen him step up. See Complexity and put a stop to this momentum from ENCE. You know, if they pick up this first one, but they go on to lose the follow-up, that prevents them from finding any sort of consistent success. Complexity could be back into the driver's seat very quickly, and Blamef is going to start charging his way forward towards outside. 2 smokes deployed towards outside. A smoke and a Molotov in behind red to prevent the peek from beyond it. Now, I actually like what teams do here, is that they throw that Molotov behind red. Not only does it allow the smoke to bloom faster so that you can just run past it, it also stops anybody from playing aggressive in front of the red container. So it's kind of a multitasking nade setup.
Indeed, and you do see a lot of teams doing that nowadays, right? It's kind of like become almost a set default. This Complexity have managed to find a way to its secret. Haven't faced any opposition so far. They haven't made much of noise either, meaning the player playing towards Decon, he doesn't really have much information, and that is Sunny. He's waiting patiently, hasn't spotted anything out. Oh, this is cheeky. Oh, that's lovely from Config. That is just lovely. Cheeky little boost. Sunny was not expecting that, and that's the lower bomb side in control with Complexity. And it's up trained on. Config spins around, finds X7. That should be the call for the save here.
Yeah, Complexity, that's a perfect answer back in, right? Because you know, events find a little bit of success there. They maybe start to get control of the economy. But now the Complexity come in with that kind of answer, where Config just annihilates 2 and the round's pretty much done already. ENCE haven't really got money to go for it. They have to save. And Complexity sort of smother any potential success for them. Sergey, it's going to catch Rush. At least the clean sheet is stopped, and Complexity will have at least 1 rebuy into the next, because their money's not in a good position, so not going to be any hunt going on. ENCE will be able to save their weapons into the next.
Indeed, they will. The problem is the weaponry that's going to be gifted over by Alu and perhaps Ariel onto X7 and Sun. Sunny can actually buy for himself, but I do believe he should be dropped here so he can afford himself a little bit of utility to work with, and there you have it. Couple of weapons being dropped on over. Sunny is... yeah, he's going to be dropped as well. So, they have the buy, but they need to stop bleeding rounds. Okay, just string a few rounds here. Prevent Complexity from putting up a big T side. Bear in mind, this is of course the pick of Complexity, and look at this, just a fast play towards upper, but Ariel's there holding the line. Hasn't been traded out. Blamef ready, spots him out. Not able to quite land the shots. He managed to get this, but it's all alone. Perfectly timed from X7 to just pop up. A nice shutdown there on the upper bomb side from ENCE. Complexity trying to mix things up, but ENCE were ready for it.
Yeah, trying to catch them off. Maybe they have low utility, no Molotovs to slow them down. I like the call from Complexity. I understand why they go for it, but the change in pace in towards the upper bomb site not really working. ENCE with a shutdown, and Complexity left a little bit red in the face. They will get a buy back into this rush, unfortunately, because he was the one player that was picked off in the previous. Doesn't have a gun, a rifle at least. He has got a deagle, plenty of utility. UMP for Config. Now, Config is a nutty player. I kind of want him to be on an AK if I can get him onto it. But he's also sick enough to make a UMP work, I guess. I don't know if you caught the documentary they did with Complexity over on their YouTube channel. The story of Config, actually. It's pretty good. I would recommend anybody who is sort of interested in the behind the scenes or even the lives of players to go take a look at that content, because it was very well produced over on Complexity CSGO YouTube channel.
I feel like Config has had one of the more interesting stories in Counter-Strike, right? You obviously have, you know, more well-known players in their story, but for Config, it's almost like watching a boy turn into a man. Not just outside the server, but in the server as well. Yep. He's been through so much as a player throughout the Danish scene, the beginnings of the Danish scene in CSGO, and then now he finds himself home in the Juggernaut. And honestly, Complexity, they've actually looked pretty good. Bear in mind, you know, it's a new lineup. It's an experiment by Mr. Jason Lake, legend of Counter-Strike, and I'd still say, you know, they've looked very good indeed. Sure, so far, Road Career hasn't been special, but Alu being very, very aggressive, just shutting it down. Obo and Config not ready for that wide swing from Alu. That's going to leave Rush and BlameF in a pretty unenviable position. Deal in the hands of Rush, and BlameF far away from his compatriot.
Seven seconds. Oh, Sergey catches Rush running away. He comes back to take the fight, and Sergey able to pick up the headshot. It's going to be 3 on the board for ENCE. At least Rush dies before time. It would have been absolutely horrible if he had died after. But yes, Mr. Alu is the man who takes the win for the team. 2 kills in round number 7. This ENCE team, though. I think speaking of stories, I think ENCE probably have one of the most turbulent. Running from pretty much nowhere, coming up to the top, and then kind of being on a steady downward spiral at the minute, which is kind of unfortunate.
Yeah, it really hasn't been easy for ENCE so far. I'm sorry, that was terrible.
I mean, you have to take it. You have to take it.
I feel like, obviously, I mean, let's not talk about the entire Alexi B move. I think that's been spoken about to death, right? But apart from that, you know, even if they might have fallen off, it shouldn't be this drastic. It is just so terrible, like how they've gone from being, you know, a top 3 potential team in the world to where they are right now. So maybe this period will give them that little bit of time to kind of like, you know, recuperate, try and slowly claw their way back. Because let's be honest, some of the players in this team, I mean, you can't deny the skill they have. The obvious 2 players being Sunny and Sergey. And Sunny has just felt neutered ever since he joined Mousesports, a player who used to be one of the talismans of the old Mousesports lineup.
It has such a big break, right? That's the issue, I think. Obviously, he came back into the ENCE and so much pressure on him to perform as well. The circumstances. Still a player that can light up every now and then, and Complexity, they're going to be charging down in towards X7. He tries to hold on. He's got his teammate to back him up around the backside. It's going to be Alu falling as well. Poison walking away with 2 on the Deagle, and suddenly a round that looked like there was absolutely no chance for success to Complexity has flipped on its head.
Aerial trying to flip it back in his team's favor. Beautiful 3K there. Nice control to find Config, and he does a smart thing. Falls on back, doesn't have to stick around. Molotov's gonna prevent Complexity from adventuring down further. Oh, that nade's gonna hurt. That's gonna be chunky, but Rush reads it right. He's aware of a player right behind him, and Sunny plays it perfectly. It's all in BlameF now. 1v2. He spotted Aerial. He knows where the second one is. He has no idea where Sergey's going to be coming in from, and that smoke's going to force his hand. He's going to make his way out of control room, and that should be the time for Sergey to go for the peek. A little bit of a preemptive peek ensures that BlameF does not have a chance at all. And hence, they get around number 4. They tie things up. A little bit expensive, but they're slowly starting to build up a pretty solid economy here. Look at the cash on all 5 of the players. Sure, X7 and Alu will have to buy up, but still, even if you look at that, it's still a very, very solid economy, considering they were trailing 0-4 in the beginning. Or rather, 1-4 in the beginning.
Complexity at bomb play actually gets him a little bit of extra cash here. BlameF didn't have enough still, so he goes to the Mac 10. He can be the raid boss, get a lot of info, fight early on. I'll just toss him in and see what he can do. Utility towards outside being deployed by Complexity. Flashbangs coming back in from ENCE, trying to counter this initial attack towards outside. Sunny just throwing the Molotov down, so if they try to cross the secret, it's not going to be very easy for them. But Complexity, still all 5 players indoors. They want to really challenge this top site.
Really haven't shown much towards outer. And that's interesting.
Yeah, just kind of toss smokes and hope that that's enough of a fake.
Yeah, it's not really showing much there. Now he's actually playing towards, I do believe, looking at the minimap, I'm assuming that he is playing towards secret with the AWP. He hasn't heard anything. He hasn't heard any molotov and whatnot. It's just like telegraphing the fact it's going to be an upper hit. Nice flashbang. Sergey just caught jumping, trying to stay alive, but Config's going to find him. Aerial once more. Can he be the hero? Not this time around. Config and Rush chime in tandem, and it's all on X7 to make something happen here. He's got Alu as well, but they're far away, and this could be the call for the save, Dinko. Complexity mixed it up, and a much better hit towards the upper bomb side this time around.
ENCE just falling away, saving what they can into the next. It's Alu and X7, carrying an M4A1S and an AWP over into the next round. Complexity head into the lead. 5 rounds on the T side already. Complexity in that kind of round as well. They, like you said, they didn't really put any pressure towards outside. No presence really, other than those smokes. A little bit of utility on top of them. But the full committal in towards the top site just works out for them because they have so many strong individuals. I think Config is probably one of the most exciting entry players to watch. He's just so good at just taking heads. He's got this snappy aim and clearly displaying that in round number 9. 5-4, Complexity into the lead by 1.
So long ways to go. ENCE. AWP saved. And still that extra money in the bank definitely going to allow them to go for a very, very comfortable buy. And Complexity this time around being stopped in the tracks with some Molotovs, some incendiaries from the Finnish side. Not going to waste any time. They're still going to push towards the upper bomb side. And, oh, okay. All right. Gets a kill through the smoke. That works out. And it's just 1 player remaining on the upper bomb side. And he needs backup real quickly. Sunny. And timing. Somehow he flips around and gets a kill onto Obo. And what looked like the upper bomb side completely compromised somehow goes the way of ENCE. Sunny staying alive towards Mini. Great repositioning as well. But Poison and Blame for now, they do have control of the bomb side. Can they hold on is the question.
Poison planting the bomb. BlameF going back in towards the hut. That nade lands right on top of Poison, doing significant damage, dropping him to 45 HP. He's going to smoke up towards Heaven. Big gap for X7 to play with. It might actually assist X7 because Poison now thinks he can look away from Heaven. Instead, X7's just going to move up behind him. And Poison just stays in the side. BlameF trying to play from the door. They're just delaying so much further, but X7 finally strikes from above. It's all on the BlameF, and that nade hits him, gives away where he is, but it doesn't matter. A double from BlameF. He's going to run forward. The tap on the bomb. X7 finds the headshot, and he'll go back for the defuse. It's ENCE with 5. But my god, what a scrappy retake that was.
For a moment there, and if it just peaked X7 the moment he tapped the bomb, that would have been the clutch for BlameF, but X7... Spider Sense is tingling, peeks out in a beautiful headshot to close out the round, but that was very, very close for comfort indeed. But ENCE, they hold on, tie things up once more. For Complexity, bomb down, plus the fact that they won the previous round means they will have the money to work with Poison now with a big green zoom banger. I'll assume that he might be just going towards ramp, where they haven't really done much there. They went there towards the pistol round, they went there towards the eco as well, and aerial, okay. Straight spray finds Rush. Sunny. Does he not know where BlameF is? Yes, he does. And he has to win his duel. He's got to find both. Survives the 19 HP, but has done his job.
Oh, Poison looks behind him. Alu was coming up from behind. But Poison, just with the 6th sense, is able to take himself a kill. Still not looking recoverable, or that recoverable for Complexity. Poison and Config still alive. You never really know what's possible. Gonna head their way back. Shifting all the way through. They get back to the lobby entrance. ENCE have 2 players currently walking through the ramp room. So they might just meet each other head on here. And it'll be the most influential battle of this round. Little push coming in from Aerial as well, assisting his team. Poison's going to be under a lot of pressure. Surely he doesn't find more than one in this spot, if even the one. Gonna move forward. There's the kill. Config wrapping on the roof. I like this take in towards lobby. Ariel's position, give it away, but he still finds Config, so it's all under poison. His second kill of the round. He'll head towards the site, and there's still time easily for him to plant this bomb, but Sunny's wrapping up from heaven. Poison not looking the right way, but he gets behind cover at the right time and goes back. Sunny with the headshot. The patience play really working out for him. It's ENCE with another. That was really well played by Config and Poison to even bring it that close.
I'm a little surprised why ENCE would have gone for that info play towards lobby, right? I get it. They had, I do believe it's Ariel that placed him behind Squeaky, but was it worth it, right? I mean, you have a 4v2. You can literally just stack 2-2 on either side, or even just go for the 4-man retake, or have a 3-1 setup. Let the one player play towards ramp or towards lower, spot out the T's coming in, delay them, call for the backup to arrive. Instead, they went for the lobby crunch. Sure, they got the kill, but that also gave them that opportunity for Poison to potentially have clutched that one out. So a curious little decision from ENCE. I'm sure they definitely have the reasons to go for it. And in the end, they do manage to win it. So not much of any harm done. Of course, they have the money as well to go for the buy. For Complexity, bomb down. Loss bonus as well. 2-round loss bonus. And definitely going to be helping them out here. AK-47s and Config with the Bison. You go, boy. You go.
You're assembling an army today, Blair. You've got so far Woxic and Config. Now, they're 2 players I wouldn't mind having in my army, to be fair.
Yeah, man, look, wouldn't it be terrifying to see Woxic and Config running at you with 2 Bisons?
64 bullets each, just rattling away at you.
128 bullets for 128 tick server, I'm just saying.
Well, it all adds up. It all adds up, Blair. The math is there, certainly. But the push is coming through from Complexity, and the presence on the A-bomb site is there. Sergey was just not ready for that. Rush takes him away. Good opening coming in. Rush nearly gets another, but there we go. The Bison rattling through the smoke, catches off Sunny, and I bet he's just questioning what the hell just happened.
That's just unfortunate for Sergey, because that spot of his, he needs his teammates to be around. He needs his teammates to be there for him to defend the side. Instead, they evacuated the premises. It was Sunny playing towards Mini, and a second to Smoke Bloom. It was Sergey all alone, literally all alone. He was blinded as well. He's playing the anti-flash, and he gets picked apart without getting anything done. And of course, the Bison comes to play as Config, just sprays all the bullets to the smoke and finds Sunny in it. And with that, Complexity, just with his 2 kills, they win the round. Tie things up. Very, very back and forth game. A little reminiscent of the Inferno game we witnessed between earlier today between Mouse Sports and Contact.
Well, I like the change in pace from Complexity. They actually tried that a little bit earlier on. Didn't quite work for them. They got absolutely destroyed by ENCE. But this time, when all the pieces align, they certainly look good. This time it's Rush finding the opening. So MP9 for Sergey. The rest with a good enough buy. Complexity, a few weaknesses here and there. I think that's just, like you said, very similar to some of the back and forth we've seen earlier on today. Going to be Ariel taking down Poison. Good damage down towards X7. It's going to be Rush with a headshot. Obo as well picking up Sergey, who tried to get aggressive and tried to fill in the hole. But unfortunately not working out for ENCE. They've lost 2 players already. A man advantage for Complexity. And Sunny, he needs to be careful he doesn't make the same. And, well, Alu, nice shot on the BMF. Config, though, a double. Huge play. Only he could come out of that one alive.
Don't count out Sunny. Look at the health of all the 3 players. He could make... Oh, no! He turns away. Did Obo not see him? I don't think he did. This could go his way. He's just worried about the fact that the player that is Config could sneak his way up towards heaven. And timing not working out. Obo and Sunny just walking past each other. Obo has no idea where Sunny is. And Sunny is just like concentrating on Heaven's position, expecting at any moment for Config to make his way through. And Obo just walked around. He's went out from Squeaky, walked through Hut, and now he's making his way out through Squeaky again. And he hadn't seen Sunny yet. And it's just a pretty funny sequence of events. But Sunny, this could work out. This could work out. He might have just worked out in his favor. Can he prevent the ball from getting planted? No, he can't. It's going to go down. He's got a smoke, though, but he's unaware there's another play towards heaven. If he gets a kill, it could be huge. Conflict spring through the smoke. Realizes Sunny's going to get off it. And now Obo's there to help him out as well. And Obo finally plucks him. That would have been so funny and tragic for Complexity if Sunny had managed to clutch it out. Because Owo walked around. He didn't check the bomb side, but he walked around the entire site. And he's like, all right, it's clear, guys. Can get the bomb down. And he was just waiting there. Sunny was just waiting for that to happen.
Well, the edges keep going in favor of Complexity in these recent rounds. 7 on the board for Complexity. Utility is going to go up straight away. Complexity just keep this system going. It's relentless. Consistent approach. Poison looking for that opening, but Config is just so quick. Ferrari peeking towards outside. Poison with another kill. Oh no, this is not good for ENCE. They just keep losing players early on, and Complexity are dominating on that front.
Indeed they are. Oh no, Sunny completely unaware where Blameleth might be, and Obo finds one as well. It's all the next 7. 31 points of health. There's not much of a chance in hell for him. Bomb's gonna head straight on down on the back of Config. And it's gonna go for the safe plant here. And X7, he does have a utility and weaponry to work with, but not the health. So it's gonna call it a day, and he will just hold on to his M4A1. Looking at the money for ENCE. It's not looking so great, Dinko. I mean, they can... it's going to be rough. I do believe they're going to be going for just a very light buy. Maybe a few pistols. No gun saved as well. There you have it. An average about $2,500 on all the players. And that means maybe a couple of pistols being upgraded. That's about it. Or maybe the full force. Al's not wasting any time. Scout comes out. They're going to be going for the force buy. And why not? My bad. My math is terrible. It's a final round of the half. So they have to go for the full investment. And it is a pretty terrible investment.
I don't blame you for losing track. It's just been so crazy, like how back and forth it's been, and so exciting. Actually, we've got a good game on our hands. I think it's a nice little refreshment because we've just seen mouse boards absolutely destroying the last 2 maps. So we've got Complexity actually having a battle against ENCE. It's good to see. Right out in towards the vent. It's Rush. Boosted up BlameF on his head. I wouldn't like BlameF to stand on my head. It would hurt very, very badly. Config snapping the neck of Alu. Aerial does trade back. BlameF is still up on top of this boost.
And Sergey's pushed in. He's pushing towards lobby. And Complexity have no idea. He's actually making his way towards the T roof, and if he pokes on out, heads towards the old Red Rock, he doesn't even have to do anything. He can actually spot a player that's Obo and the C4 below him. The thing is, will he spot them or will they spot him? He hasn't seen anyone yet. Now he does. Sees a C4. He's calling out to his teammates. He spots the bomb. And Sergey, a wolf amongst the sheep. When is he going to strike?
Well, Rush is already down towards the vents. Sunny is coming around the corner at the right time, but he's caught. Poison is so quick. Takes him down, and Sunny is gone. Turning behind, it's Sergey and X7 with the pistol kills. Poison coming back in. A good shot on towards X7. Aerial able to find one, and it's Poison gone. Rush, now the last remaining player in a 1v2. He's collected Aerial, and now only one more to find, but Sergey had the angle. He was the wolf among the sheep, and he finally chooses his chance to strike. 8-7 at the half. Complexity lead, but ENCE, they are so close behind. It's time for a short break, but we'll be right back with the second half.
Burdens, yeah, but we just keep on fighting and we never look back. Here we go, 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 let us heal and grow. You won't be alone, we're stuck. What we're going for, this is what we know. Here we come back to it, still breathing, standing up, everybody's gonna see it. Oh, all you need to know is that we're holding on. Even if we fall, we will rise up and we follow the path that we believe in. No, we're not gonna stop until we reach it. bench, waiting for the time to pass, dreaming of what happens next. I do what I wanna be, questioning my destiny, only knowing what I see. I don't even realize I've already made a path, and I can change it anytime. I can't take it back. I know what I want, but it seems so damn far away. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. I know I sound crazy to the ones who said oh. I know I empower those who dream like me. And you say you wanna be somebody. Then you better use it. Tell yourself day after day it's time to prove it. No days off, keep the hustle.
Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen. The ESL 1 Road to Rio. We've got ourselves the second half coming in. Obo is going to catch out Ariel. He'll go back in, but it's Sunny who takes him away. Poison able to find one. Sunny gone, and we've got ourselves a 3v4 immediately. This pistol, incredibly important for both teams as we're split right down the middle.
Indeed, we are in config. He's the player with a kit. And he's going to be very, very instrumental for this retake to take place. He's not going to be just waiting outside for any push. 3 CTs going to be raining in from heaven. Make that almost all four. All four just charging in. And it's just a flurry of shots. And it's everyone dead. I don't think they were expecting that. 4 CTs just marching in from the heavens. Like angels of death just rain down upon ENCE. And that's going to be the pistol round going the way of complexity. Winning, I do believe, both the pistols. And this time they didn't even require any heroics from Poison. And just a very, very confident retake.
Fantastic stuff from Complexity. That's not exactly the start ENCE would be hoping for. Complexity just coming into it, lightning fast, config going back in the Bison. So, confirm that it wasn't a misbuy, Blair, and you actually have got a loyal follower.
Yeah, I'm gonna... Am I following? I do believe in following something. I'm gonna unfollow him and follow him again, just to let him know how much I appreciate the fact that he's going with the Bison. and it did work. It did work the previous round. So spawn that cash. It's better than the P90. You get that extra bonus. I do believe the P90 bonus money is still not hasn't really reverted back to what it was initially. Poison taking a bit of damage from Alu. And there we go. Config. Ah yes. Oh no, just finds one. The PP Bison. The strike, and I'm happy with that.
Well, that round was very quick. That kind of just blink and you miss it kind of round, but Complexity get it over and done with. The boring rounds out of the way, and we're right back into the action straight away in the second half. It's going to be ENCE with the AK-47s across every single player. Sergey was playing well in the first half at times, had impactful plays. Ariel 13 kills, 14 deaths, 12 and 13 on Sunny. I feel like overall it's been a pretty quiet performance from the ENCE players, but they have done enough to at least keep the scoreline close in the first half. So they get off to a good start into the start of the second half. Maybe we've got a game on our hands even in the second.
Indeed, and to be honest, like Nuke, it's no longer the Nuke of old. Nuke, it is a map where definitely, if you know what to do on the T side, you can mount a few rounds. Although, with the recent long overdue nerf of the Krieg, it's not as easy as it was. So there was a point in time a few months back where it felt like Nuke was actually kind of T-sided. Oh, the aggression from Poison! Oh my lord! What? The 3K spray down from Poison, all headshots, 20 bullets, doesn't matter. He's just hitting shots like that. That's insane. And just like that, ends down to just 2 men. What was that, Dinko?
Huge play from Poison. He's just continued to look good. He's 20 kills, 9 deaths. And now ENCE have to really dig themselves out of a hole. It's Alu who starts shoveling. And well, he's going to go back for more, but Obo puts an end to him. Bomb planted, it's Alu. Now on the lower side. 2 kills to his name. Team at Sergey trying to do a little bit of work back in the lobby, but they worked for him, and now Alu left him having to do it all. Find a chance on towards Rush, but doesn't land the headshot, and now he's trying to back away, desperately looking. And well, Obo will take him down as well. It's going to be around on the board, coming in from Complexity, 11-7. The first gun round, not as close as ENCE would have liked.
It's very rare you see a 3K spray, full spray, auto spray with the M4A1, and Poison just made it look so sick. Okay, so that's around. Complexity, 11-7. It is their map pick, bear in mind. They would definitely be looking to take this one, and right now, they're looking solid indeed. Poison upgrading to the AWP. He's already sitting on 20 frags.
Well, utility, that's an artillery fire from ENCE straight in towards main. Luckily for Complexity, no one was quite near enough for it to do some damage. That Complexity can just play slow. These pistols from ENCE, albeit potent enough, they shouldn't really be winning the round here. It's all about just doing a little bit of damage, seeing what they can find, saving most of their money into the next round. That's when it gets exciting. That's when we get into the meat and potatoes, because first gun round was pretty lackluster from ENCE, so we're starting to get into a scary scenario for them, where Complexity, since the end of the first half, have just had this unbeatable momentum. And now that was just a lovely camera angle to observe the sheer disgustingness of Sergey's deagle shot.
That was, yeah, that was nasty. Blame F has no one else to blame. I wouldn't blame him. There's not much you can do there. Config getting really, really hunted down here. He's trying his best to stay alive, calling for backup, and backup has arrived in the form of young Obo, going for the spray, finds two, looking for more, spots the third one out, and Obo coming to the rescue of his teammate, and Poison joins the party as well. It's all in Sergey. Opened up the round with a beautiful one deke, but he needs to find 4 more, and that looks unlikely.
Well, Rush does take away Sergey, and Complexity 12-7, 4 away now from victory here on Nuke. ENCE will get the buyback in. It's Alu on the ult. They haven't had the sniper in play in the second half just yet. It does sacrifice a little bit of utility, but they've got plenty on everybody else. They need ENCE to get involved in this. If they don't win this gun round, well, we're starting to look down the barrel of a very scary scoreline for ENCE. Complexity, we know, based on what we even see at the start of the year when they went to Blast Premier, the fact when this team get momentum going, they can be so solid. Flame F blinded. That's a perfect flash. That allows Alu to take the kill. X7 really assisting his teammate there.
And look at how fast it was by ENCE. They didn't deploy anything. Just a one flashbang. Catches Flame F completely blinded. And Alu strikes Sergey as well, playing very patiently. And Aerial just, okay, just straight through the smoke. Now they've got both the players on the upper bomb side, and they have found the player onto Garage. So now they know there was no one towards upper. They immediately strike. Config caught out in the open, and Poison left alone. 1v5, a little bit too much of a tall ask, and that's going to be ENCE. On 8 rounds, they finally get one in the second half, but they need a few more.
Well, they win the important round. That's at least the first step. They have a lot of steps to go here at the road to Rio. Poison. Oh no, he might just be under pressure from multiple different angles here. He does hit Sunny. The Molotov comes in. They know where he's saving from, and he tries his best. But ENCE do a great job at eliminating every single player. Going to be 12-8. Big round from Aerial, the impact player. And ENCE will get an 8th on the board. Now that is a small step, but taking a look at what Complexity have in the bank right now, it's not a whole lot. So ENCE probably win the next one. And maybe, just maybe, Blair, they can get that momentum going. String a few together. The scoreline a lot closer than it was previous.
Yeah, if you look at the fragging charts, it's very, very even Stevens between both the teams. It's only Poison who is the outlier, right? The 22 frags. Apart from that, Config Obo 14-15, Rush and Blame F 10 apiece. Then on the other side for ENCE, you have Sunny and Aerial in 13 and 14, and 10, 12, and 10 for X7, Sergey, and Alu respectively. So very, very equal if you look at the fragging thing. But Poison has been the difference maker. We've seen 2 rounds where he just popped off and managed to just bring it back for Complexity. So even looking at the scoreline, you might be like, yeah, Complexity seem to be running away with it, but nope, it has been comparatively pretty close. Some cool plays coming out from Complexity on the T side, and like you mentioned, for ENCE, if they're able to string a few rounds here, break the economy of Complexity, we could be seeing a much more closer game here. Speaking of breaking the economy, okay, Poison just pushing in deep. Not much to lose apart from that deagle of his, and he's going to be walking out. And the one dig, whew, for a second. If he had that fraction of a second to land to left click the second time, I do believe he could have landed a shot in the Sergey. But it's not his job. He gets a 1 kill. He knows where the C4 is. A little bit of information conveyed over to his teammates. But still, definitely favoring ENCE. They do have the weaponry and the arsenal. Well, for Complexity, it's just the deagles and the P250 in the hands of BlameF.
Yeah, I think this is just where Complexity do as much damage as possible, but in the end, ENCE should still be the team that come out on top without too many issues. BlameF is going to be going on a little bit of a push towards the top of the secret stairs, and waiting for him is Aerial. Unable to take the kill. BlameF does fall away. Fully commit to the fight and now just hides behind the corner, hoping that eventually ENCE will come towards him and he can take another crack at the whip, see if he can find a kill. But this is a very slow and drawn-out round from ENCE. They do not want to make any mistakes. No one wants to be the player that gives another kill to Complexity. No one wants to give them a rifle. And eventually, Aerial will complete his battle against BlameF. He comes out on top. The big fight here is Alu versus Rush. It's looking like a bit of a favorite fight to Rush at the minute. But look at the door swinging wide. That gives it on over towards ENCE, but Config coming around the backside. It's going to be X7. Rush and Oboe take 2 kills between them, and suddenly it is a 2v2. An AK in the hands of Rush. Oboe still with a deagle, but Alu's under pressure. There we go. Rush with a headshot. Aerial now the last remaining player. Not enough time. He has to go for the kills, and while Rush can just hide, he can just run away down towards the bottom of the vent. The round is won by Complexity, and well, ENCE, they tried to be safe. They tried to take their time, but in the end, it's time that cost them.
Oh, that's gotta be heartbreaking. That was almost that was a round they had in the bag. It was a dunzo. It was a 12-9. It should have been a 12-9, and Rush, they're just playing with the squeaky and lands a deagle, and then of course giving so much time for Complexity to slowly wrap in and catch ENCE off guard. Oh, that's just a terrible way to lose the round. And Complexity is just gonna be so elated with that. Save the they get that 1 AK-47 in the hands of Rush. The rest of them they're gonna be buying up. And for ENCE, they're going to be feeling furious as Complexity inch closer. Aggression from the CTs, no. And look at the AWP in the hands of Poison, just pushed in. I think he's aware of where Aerial is. He's going to keep walking up further, is he? No. He's just going to be content holding the line. And he's just going to hit the shot. Aerial trying to go for the shoulder peek, but Poison's having none of it.
Well, Rush gets rid of Sergey. They move forward onto the side. Config is going to be down while Rush trying to hold on. X7, it just slaps him away. Now Config up on top of the hut is still a nuisance, but X7 suddenly springing into action. He'll manage a second kill, but unfortunately for him, there's just too many players for Complexity all over the place. And now 14-8. What was looking like a close game has suddenly just completely flipped on its head, and Complexity have complete and utter control. ENCE have to win this round, and I feel like I've been saying that for the last couple of rounds, but it's so true. They do. Like, if they lose this one, it's down the drain.
Man, the round number 21, that's the round that ENCE is going to look back at and just cry about. That should not have happened. I agreed. I felt like they were starting to, you know, slowly mount this comeback and would have made a game of things, but then not going to happen. BlameF spots the player dropping down towards Mini, and that's going to be Poison coming to the rescue of Rush as BlameF continues his reign of terror towards Outer. And just like that, X7 left alone, nothing he can do. A complete decimation of that push. 15-8. It looked like it was going to be a closer scoreline, Dinko, but Complexity just going to say no.
Really getting to the end now at this point. Complexity just slapping them away. Looking good for the nickname Juggernauts. This is more of a Juggernaut performance, you know, as of late, haven't really been quite up to that. They take a map of every single one of their opponents, but winning the series, that seems to be a bit of an issue for them. Same for ENCE. Both of these teams at the bottom of Group A. Sergey's going to start walking out on towards the site. The AK looking to try and open things up, looking to try and take some names. And while Sergey's playing away, you don't really see him with that too often. Config does drop him, and now it's into a man advantage for Complexity.
Yeah, Config just baiting out Sergey with that prolonged spray, tosses in the nade. And then managed to make it work. Jumping mat. Okay, Obo. All right, the second one was disgusting. And XM is left alone to try and delay the inevitable. Clinging on with his bloodied, battered fingernails on the precipice. And Poison's going to put him out of his misery. 16-8.